Hey guys, it's Kurt from Wersi Club USA. We're going to do something a little different in this video and do a hardware upgrade from the base 8 gig of memory that came in our organ, and we're going to max it out up at 32 gig, and we'll show you as we open it up what things look like and how it came out. Let's get started. So the first thing you're going to do, there are two screws that are, I'm going to say, under the lower manual, down underneath. And I'll circle in the picture here where those screw into the upper control panel, I'm going to call it. Once you loosen those screws up, you can tilt back the whole display and all the buttons on the panel. And this is what you'll see. Notice everything's covered up at this point. After you look around a little bit, you'll discover there's a handful of screws you need to take out to remove the big plate on the top right of the, I'm going to call it the cage you see in the middle. After you get those out, along the back, so inside the back cover, you're going to find four, maybe it was five, I think it was four more. Here's the first one, and then here's a couple more, and there's one down to the right past this. As it turns out, there's still a few screws up on the top side, and they're right up underneath the upper manual, and that you have to go at a slight angle with the screwdriver to get those out, just because the upper keyboard frame kind of goes right over top of them. Now don't get all excited because you start to see all the electronics, because if you look closely right in front of the disk drive, I'll zoom in a little bit, you'll see a screw that I dropped, and it's underneath the keyboard. Let me switch back to that first shot, and you can see that I actually had to remove the upper keyboard so I could reach underneath it and get that one pesky screw. Don't you hate when that happens? Now that we recovered that pesky screw, let me show you a little bit about the goodies in here. So I'm starting from the right side of the organ. First thing you see there are our power supply. And then you see our SSD drive, and you can't really see it in this shot, but that big opening underneath the SSD, there's a fan there for cooling purposes. As you keep moving up towards the center of the organ, here's where the good stuff is. So right in the middle there you see a big fan that sits right on top of the processor, cooling it down. And right to the left of that is our single 8 gig piece of memory that's in there today. And you see the extra memory slots to the left of that. Let me zoom in a little tighter here and show you the little tabs on the memory slots. If you've replaced memory on a PC before, this is old hat. If it's something you've never done before, these tabs have two positions. So if you start on the left, you see one that's pulled further down. That's like, I'm going to call that open. The next one's closed, then open, then closed. So when you pull the memory out, the old memory out, you push down on those little tabs, it'll pop right out, leaving it in the open position. You want to have them all open, and then when you slide the new memory in, you want to push down until until it clicks and these things pop back up into the closed position. And before we close everything back up, let's take a look. Here's our 4 8 gig sticks installed. So now we have 4 times 8 or 32 gig, which is the max this particular board will accept. One last look now that we've got all the covers back in place, including that pesky screw that we dropped underneath the upper keyboard. Let's light this baby up and see how much memory we have. And the answer is 32 gig. How about that? All right, so there you have it. How to take it apart, how to stick the new memory in, and away we go. As always, thanks for watching.